What is up, Retro Maniacs? Welcome to a breaking news edition of the Retro Card Chat podcast. I'm Mike and he's Joe, and we're here to talk about the fact that Darren Ravel just tweeted a little earlier tonight that the NFL Players Association has decided to terminate their existing contract with Panini effective immediately and transfer the licenses over to Fanatics. I have the actual letter. I guess this was sent from the NFL Players Association to the agents for the players, and it said, "Dear Contract Advisor, NFL Players Inc. has determined its trading card agreement has terminated its trading card agreement with Panini effective immediately. Fanatics has the exclusive rights to make NFLPA branded trading cards. This decision has no impact on any individual player contractual agreements with Panini." The rest of the stuff there is not really important, but basically they can no longer make cards with any players or names on it. They could make teams, but they can't make any players.
Yeah.
Wow, shocker.
So, it is a shocker, and it's so shocking that we're doing an emergency video.
We are.
When you said we should do an emergency video, I thought a Rock 101 card sold or something crazy.
I know.
But so emergency, in fact, this is like beyond just our bubble news, by the way. I came home tonight and Rob said to me, he goes, "Oh, are you guys doing a video about Fanatics getting the license?" Like he read it on a subreddit or something. Like it's out there, like it's a thing. And there's just so many questions that I have, most of which revolve around like the legal implications of this. Like, is Panini going to send out like some sort of injunction or something to try and stop this? Is there a breach of contract? I know if Panini tried to get out, there would probably be, the NFLPA would try and stop them. So I'm wondering now if the reverse is going to happen, because there are Panini products launching tomorrow.
Yeah.
I went to their website right before we started recording. In 14 hours, a Dutch auction for encased NFL football is starting. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know what the ramifications are of this. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. We're doing this today, but we'll have our Saturday podcast when we actually hopefully get some news.
We will talk about this in depth on the podcast, but we really just wanted to get together and, brainstorm a little bit and get our initial reactions because it's brand new. This is all fresh wound here. But yeah, I mean, it's really going to depend on what's in the contracts, and we have no idea. Like, I don't know, it's possible that both sides have outs. I don't know. They may both have outs with penalty. Like, maybe they don't. I would tend to think, I could be completely wrong, but I wouldn't think the NFL Players Association would jump to a decision like this if they didn't have some kind of an out in the contract. Like, it seems highly unlikely that an organization like that, with the lawyers that they have, would just decide to terminate something if they didn't have some kind of language in the agreement that allowed for termination.
Or maybe someone is going to pay whatever penalties they get from this.
Well,
maybe Fanatics is thinking maybe this is a way, instead of getting the licenses from Panini by paying to get the licenses soon, maybe the NFLPA just leaves and we pay whatever the legal cost is. Why not, right? I mean, if they were going to pay for the exclusive from Panini, why not just circumvent Panini and say, hey, if you guys leave, whatever, like, it's like when someone signs an NDA, we'll pay for the legal fees. We'll buy out that contract or whatever. Would you put it past Fanatics and Michael Rubin to do that? I wouldn't.
I mean, but if they don't have something legally in there, like, I feel like it would get tied up in the courts. Like, I saw the sports car dad tweeted, like, so we're not going to have any football products for 2 years. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case. I feel like we might have football products without NFL logos, which would kind of suck. But at the same time, like, I have a hard time believing that the NFLPA is doing this if it might be illegal. Like It just seems odd. Plus, remember, the NFLPA will benefit greatly monetarily by switching to the Fanatics. So, like, there's
may have had profit sharing kind of thing.
So, in that contract, if they have an out, they might be looking at, you know what, we're making X amount of dollars here with this company, but we're going to make Y amount with this one. Why don't we just do it now? Whether or not, the real question is like, yeah, we know Michael Rubin has a really good relationship with a lot of the sports leagues, especially the NBA. Do we think that they had
I think
anything
this
to
is the
do with
first
this?
domino. I think this is
And
the
will
first
the
domino.
NBA follow suit? Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see something happen with the NBA.
I wouldn't be surprised to see something happen with the NBA Players Association. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw something happen with the NFL, not just the Players
Yeah.
Association. Like, I have a hard time believing that they would take this step and then not have licensed cards. You know, like
Mhm.
I just there's another shoe has to drop, right? Like it would be detrimental to the collector if another shoe doesn't drop, in my opinion, because you're right, Mike. I was thinking about this. This is one of the more hyped quarterback classes in a while. Could you
Mhm.
imagine not having licensed rookie cards of Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, all the receivers that came out, Bijan Robinson, those guys? I mean, it would be a real kick in the teeth. Like if this happened last year at this time, I would be so pissed off because I collect Kenny Pickett cards.
Yeah.
So, like for me, I'd be thinking, well, Fanatics just kind of screwed me over as a collector. Now,
Mhm.
say what you will about
I'm sure a
Panini,
lot
and
of
I have
people are
all my
too. Yeah.
problems with them, but you've got to think there's going to be a lot of collectors out there that if that other shoe doesn't drop and they have to get unlicensed Bryce Young rookie cards, are going to be pretty pissed off about it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're going to have to let Panini release stuff that they've already manufactured. Maybe
That's
I'm
on.
guessing. I don't
So
know. Go ahead.
I this is the one thing that I really, really wanted to get out there because there is no way Michael Rubin found out about this on Twitter like we did today, right? Like
No,
this has been in the
no,
works
I'm sure.
for a
Yeah.
while.
Mhm.
Who owns the printing company that Panini uses?
I heard that
I
Fanatics
heard that
owns that now
I heard that
somewhere.
Fanatics
Heard a
owns that.
podcast talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they saw Panini printing off Flawless products. Like Flawless is not out yet. Like so, there's NFL Flawless coming out. There's Collegiate Flawless coming out. There's Encased coming out. All of which are probably printed and packaged and everything right now. Wouldn't it be such a Fanatics thing to do? I compared them to Amazon privately. You know, I might have said it on the pod too. Wouldn't it be something
You
like
might have.
very
Yeah.
Fanatics to do to let them print, like pay Fanatics to print because they're paying that company to let them print, right? Pay Fanatics to print their cards, and then Fanatics gets a licenses and says, you can't print these, you can't distribute these cards that you printed, that you paid us to print for you, basically. Would that not, that would not shock me in the least.
Well, you mentioned the collegiate stuff too. Darren Ravel also tweeted that Panini's college football deal is also through the NFL Players Association. So that would mean that they're out of that too. So unless they do individual deals with every player again, they're not even going to have the collegiate license. So this, I mean, it's a huge hit to Panini.
And they
Like
could only do 6 players, right? Didn't we find that out from
5
the
or 6, yeah.
Des Bryant lawsuit
Mhm.
that they would only be able to produce a set with 6 players in it? So
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I guess before they enter the NFL, maybe they could sign deals up and do them like preseason. But after the season started, I'm sure they wouldn't be able to.
right, like
It's crazy. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe Panini pissed off a lot of people with the lawsuit because like I'm not just saying that, oh well, they made Fanatics mad and Fanatics went and did this. I'm saying that like the NFL Players Association might be going, you know what, we signed this deal that we really want, and now you guys are trying to block it. Screw you guys. We have an out. Screw you. If you're
yeah.
going to play this kind of game, we're going to play our game. We're out. You're done.
The third member of our crew who is missing because of course he's working.
Of course he's working.
You know, he had texted something similar to us, you know, as well. And that's true. I'm wondering, like, that lawsuit came out, what, 2 weeks ago or so at this point, the initial one. So I'm wondering if it was like 2 weeks ago and they've been working on this for the last 2 weeks, or if it was something they had been working on and either the lawsuit was the straw that broke the camel's back, or if it was, we were going to do this anyway, so let's just do it now. Let's grab the news cycle kind of thing.
Or
you know,
Panini knew that this might be coming and decided to do the lawsuit, hoping they might be able to stop it.
Preventative? No, preemptive.
Preemptive.
Preemptive strike. I worked overtime tonight, so I'm a little tired too. But
overtime for you.
So you kind of brushed on it a little bit, Mike. One of my other notes was, I wonder, because Panini's always so far behind on products, I'm wondering if 2022 products that are being released now in August of 2023, if they're technically part of this as well. You know, like, is it a complete cease and desist? Like, shut the doors down?
It was like effective immediately.
You're going to have, remember when Fleer got bought out or they went bankrupt or whatever, and there were PMGs walking out the back door unnumbered? Imagine how much flawless stuff that they have that is probably going to flood the secondary market that was, unreleased from Panini, because you've got to think those cards are literally ready to ship out, So like stuff like that is really going to be, I don't know. You've got to think it's going to be out there somehow, get out there somehow.
I saw somebody posted a picture of a Score football box. Like, so glad I picked this up. I'm not sure it's really going to matter. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but it does feel like anything they have ready to go, they're going to be able to sell because they were already produced. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel I guarantee you Panini will try. Like, and what, you can't put the toothpaste back in the I don't know what
you're using my expression.
I'm trying to take your expression. I can't do it.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But
especially when you are a printer. Like, I make kind of a joke about that.
But if they sell them, what are they going to do? So I don't know. But
the other thing, like, what about like redemptions? Like, Panini's been fighting the whole redemption process quite a bit. There are big time players that have signed redemptions in recent products, like Chris Olave's National Treasures rookie card is a redemption. So, like, are they allowed to produce the redemptions? If Fanatics says no, then be pissed at Fanatics that you're not getting your redemption fulfilled.
Well, if they haven't signed for them yet, they're not going to sign. Like, if they're not, I would.
I don't know the timeline of how that works.
Like, I would assume that anybody who they don't have the card signed by now probably would ever do it. Like, so I think redemptions, I think there are going to be a lot more redemptions that they aren't going to be able to fill now. I could be wrong, but it kind of feels like that. Like, it's done immediately. So, like, I feel like they can't send those cards out anymore. I know they're not selling them, but I don't know.
Like, they sold the product, so like the redemption is kind of part of that sale. Like, I don't know, but then Panini's the one that's going to court trying to not fulfill redemption. So people are cool with that. They're like, okay, whatever.
Although it does say too that, like, if they have individual deals with Panini, like, they can still honor them. So maybe, I don't know, maybe anybody they have contracted already to do the autographs for the redemptions are probably able to still do them and get paid for them, is what it sounds like there. But as a group, how's Panini keep going? Like,
well, if the other shoe doesn't drop and they still have the NBA, that's very lucrative for them. A flawless NBA is probably their most valuable product, right? I mean, if they can keep making NBA products for the next couple of years, I think they can keep going. Or maybe Fanatics did this in, working with the Players Association to say, sell us these licenses now, or we're going to keep coming after stuff. So if you don't sell us the licenses, we'll just take them. So that's your ultimatum right now. Either sell them to us, or we'll do what we just did with the NFLPA, because Ruben has a better relationship with the NBA than he does the NFL. I believe.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was a former owner.
So you've got to think that if the NFL is doing this, the NBA is not that far behind. So maybe this is Ruben kind of the shot over the bow kind of thing. We'll keep coming after shit until you just sell it to us, which is completely possible.
Yeah, maybe they should have just,
they should have just sold
stuff off. I don't know. I mean, like I said, we don't know any of the details about this yet. Hopefully we do find out. Like, I'd love to know what the actual agreement is, and you know, if the other leagues have that in too, like again, I don't know. Was Panini complacent? Is this normal? I don't know. None of us know. Everybody's speculating. Right. Anybody that's telling you anything like definitive doesn't know what they're talking about. We're just here.
The only people that really know are Panini, Fanatics, and the NFL Players Association at that point. Those are the only ones that do. Card Purchaser, I just did want to make this point. Card Purchaser did tweet something out asking people, what do you think this does to the value of Panini cards?
I know. I saw that on Darren Ravel's tweet. Like half of them are, well, what's this going to do the value? Like, I'm like, all people care
the
about.
Value is the value is the value.
Yeah.
I just watched the Jeff Wilson Sports Card Investor video talking about his $131,000 Steph Curry rookie card. That rookie card was playoff, not Panini. Like these companies go out of business all the time. The value of the cards are the value of the cards. I don't see any jump or decrease or anything coming out of it.
You're not going to find a Luka rookie card from any other brand. It's always going to be something Panini.
Exactly.
So like going back, like a lot of companies have gone out of business. Their stuff isn't necessarily worthless. The only time they usually get in trouble is if they fire sale and they get rid of all the extra cards they had in inventory for replacement and stuff. Now, if that were to happen, you know, some of the autographs, some of the game use stuff. Well, they don't have game use stuff anymore. Anyway,
right, I was going to say
the memorabilia stuff. Yeah, a lot of that stuff might be worthless. But
Panini's wondering if they can return all those jerseys they bought from Dick's Sporting Goods. You know, what's
Did
the
you
return
keep the
policy on
receipt?
that? Yeah, you got to keep the receipt, man. I think it's like a 60-day thing. You better keep that for 60
you
days.
Better,
make
yes.
sure we can return them. It's crazy though. It's mind blowing, and
it really is.
I think this is just the beginning. Personally, I think this is either.
I agree.
There's going to be a sale from Panini to Fanatics for the rest of the licenses, or the other shoes are going to drop, and NBA, the NFL, and the NBA Players Association may follow.
I agree. Kind of feel the same way, but I guess time will tell. Hey, everybody, we just wanted to give you our initial reactions because we're still forming our thoughts in our head right now about it.
It was too big of a story. It was almost as big of a story as the Rock 101. It was almost. It's like right there.
Yeah, but we just weren't available that night to call the emergency podcast. Yeah, but like I said, we will have more in-depth thoughts. I'm guessing this will probably take up a pretty big chunk of the podcast.
We'll let EP talk the whole.
Yeah, if anybody cares what EP has to say, make sure you tune in next Monday morning because it'll be up there and we'll let him talk a little more. Should we? Maybe not too much.
I mean, maybe not. Come on, it's us.
All right, I'll see you later. Thanks a lot.
See you, boy.